Welcome back. I guess it's good that we're laughing, seeing as how the United States Soccer Federation is the laughing stock in all of the world currently right now. Yes, it is true. We have found out that he's out of contract for the current moment, but the past United States manager for the United States men's national team, Greg Berhalter, committed domestic violence. There was snitching going on by the mother of one, Gio Reyna, and actually wife of Claudio Reyna, a United States men's national team legendary player. Very, very important player for us in the 90s and helps out I would say, one of the forefathers of United States soccer as we know it today. Unfortunately, there has been shame on the entire house of the United States Soccer Federation. It's just nasty all around. How can we fix this? Is it fixable? Dion, just grilled Dion, Charles, and X. As we know, by the way, we wouldn't have known this again, and let me just put this out there. We wouldn't have known anything about this story unless Greg Berhalter, again, got on his emotions, got on his Carl Thomas, and put everything out there for everybody. And with this long-ass Twitter, new Instagram, and then all Mrs. Rain had to say, yeah, it was me. She owned the shit. But here you go, Greg, putting out business again with the Soccer Federation. This is y'all man's, Dion. Y'all was defending this man a month ago on the Geo shit. You still defending him now?
You actually blaming Berhalter for being blackmailed?
I'm not blaming anything. I'm just telling you this is another episode of him putting all of the business out there.
He's being blackmailed, bro.
He's getting blackmailed and just lost his job. What do you want him to do? Be like, yeah, like
he was out of contract. He wouldn't have been out of contract had we beat the Netherlands.
But that's irrelevant to the point is that he was being blackmailed. And when it comes to DV, if he wants to have a career, he needs to get ahead of that shit and actually, you know what I'm saying, give his side of the story. So he's not being messy. It's those fucking entitled ass fucking Reyna family members that's doing nasty work. You know, between him and Pulisic, bro, honestly, unless Balogun comes to the U.S., I'm rooting for England moving forward. Cause
England?
Bro.
Out of all the teams, not Honduras,
huh?
I'm gonna let you go pick. I'm gonna let you go pick another squad for Latin America. Like
I got
fucking England.
I love Honduras. I got the jerseys, but we get whooped like 7-1 by like Costa Rica. We're an unserious country when it comes to soccer. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm rooting for England. I'm getting a soccer jersey, a soccer jersey, and you know, living my truth.
This dude was being blackmailed for his job, and you're talking about he should have beat the Netherlands.
Yeah,
he said it the best himself. We don't got Memphis to buy. He said it himself, bro. Ain't enough talent in the world,
bro. And they were threatening to release the shit during the World Cup when Son wasn't getting minutes, bro. Like that's nasty work, bro. I don't know how the fuck you could. Like that's crazy.
I don't like. Go ahead. What's that?
They don't play for Dortmund. What? They don't know anything about Germans?
Gio, I'm not talking about Gio that business anymore because I think it's a shame on both houses.
Hey, you know what? This might be racist. So they didn't want to fuck with the German manager when he don't play with Dortmund. All of a sudden, they blackmail folks. But when the dude's German, they don't want to touch him.
And what's nasty is that, like, the wives were like college teammates. They were like college roommates. Like, yo, that's crazy, bro. That's real nasty work.
It could be some money laundering going in between the Reyna family and Germany.
Charles, your thoughts?
I'm going to be pretty consistent in my message. I don't speak on U.S. soccer in non-Gold Cup years because that's the only time it matters. So I'm over here on silent.
Yeah, we made Copa America this time.
It only matters in the Gold Cup, buddy.
Charles, wow. All right, bro. All right.
Can I speak to the nastiness of?
Yes.
Gio was born in what? 2003, and you try to bring up some shit from 1991 to try to prove your point. Lofton and I have been friends since 2005, and I can't imagine like me pulling up something like that's.
Well,
again, it's just. It's,
But you know what's the craziest part? That pretty much put the nail in the coffin for Berhalter. I don't think he should have came back, but there's absolutely no chance you can continue with him as coach. Too much baggage, and unfortunately, they fucking need Rayner. He is the future, especially for 2026. They made it untenable for him to come back, so mission accomplished, right? It's nasty work, but they got the job done. There's
Gio
no way
won't
you
start.
can go.
My hot take: Gio won't start in 2026 either.
I was gonna say,
hold on. Is he even on the team in 2026?
That's what I'm saying. He won't start at the very most. Like, I don't think I kept trying to make this point. Like, you could say that's his mom acting independently. Your teammate's gonna look at you sideways, bro. You a bitch. Like, if you ever like anytime you have any friction, somebody gonna say that shit the first time you even act a certain way.
Oh yeah.
And you already had to apologize to these dudes because they. It's like one thing. You ain't try. Being lazy is not like you can have your mama come to the thing. You ain't try. They thought you was pussy. In Qatar, they thought you was pussy. Like, now that your mama had to come out, like, they really think you pussy. And I can't see how, dude, like, we sit here and make jokes about him. Tyler Adams and Weston are from Brooklyn. Like, I can sit here and talk about soccer and all this other stuff, but they are some niggas from, like, who ain't just down for, like, you being, like, it's just
right.
Oil and water. Bro. Them dudes ain't about to never look at him the same because them dudes ain't from that life, ain't never been, like, that's just even Josh Sargent gonna look at him funny. Like, I'm just saying, like, you look goofy to your whole squad.
If the World Cup was anywhere other than the U.S. in 2026, I 1,000% agree with you. Because we're at home, I think the Federation caves, and I think that they're like, look, we got to give ourselves the best chance to actually have a good showing at home.
I don't think he's that fucking good though, where we over here got to compromise morals.
I agree. The question is how do they feel?
I know why they tried to get rid of Berhalter, right? Like, because he didn't play, but like, are we sure that other managers would have played him? Like, are we 100% sure on that? Like, because I don't think we are. Like, his performances in Dortmund are like non-existent and or like super. Like, it doesn't blow you away by any means. Then you show up to Qatar for camp and you're lazy and you're not training. Like, say what you want about Berhalter. I'm not saying he's a good manager. If this ends in Berhalter being gone, even if Gio doesn't play, I think that's better. But, like, I don't think there's a manager in the world that has Gio in the starting 11.
Bro. They treated fucking Pulisic like he was Captain America, and he's out there in Chelsea and can't even get fucking burned.
But he showed up and tried though.
Yeah.
Like,
he's super respected on their squad though, and every time I'm like, there's the emotional leader part. There's also Gold Cup and making.
Pulisic wrote that book that was pretty much going to be shitting on his coach, and it's like maybe the U.S. players don't give a fuck because that's not their manager, but even that's like diva behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're writing a novel.
All that shit.
Like, he is for sure though, no doubt about it. CP10. There's no defenders of CP10 here for sure.
But he at least showed up though.
100%.
My problem with Gio, like, in terms of like saying like no manager would have played him, isn't not playing at Dortmund. It isn't like, hating Berhalter. It isn't any of that. It's like all of that can be true. If you're as talented as you claim you are, and you show up and don't, like, you just didn't try. Like, you just didn't try.
That's it.
Yeah, no one wants to coach effort. I agree. That once again, it's all nasty. I hate all of it. Like, Greg is not he's not good tactics. I never have agreed with his tactics.
For 2 months, does Gio Reyna even like soccer? Or is it just a family business? Like, because like not trying is like that shit of like you not trying in a world like just and then thinking you should start with that shows like that.
When we've had an 8-year like drought of the biggest sport in the world, like I don't understand. Like, I do not understand the effort part and the not practicing and not giving your all. And then Tyler Adams and Weston got to actually talk to you about your shit. Like, that's a problem for me.
Not trying hard in a sport that's 80% running is 90% running is fucking.
Well, here's the thing though.
Kind of included.
It wasn't that he didn't play because he didn't try. He didn't try because Berhalter told him from rip, you're going to have a limited role. Once he heard that, then he decided to not put in the effort. So the question is, why did Berhalter decide before the World Cup or anything, before training even started, that he wasn't really going to feature him? You know what I'm saying?
you can change that, right? Like I'll
Yes,
give you guys
that's
an
my. If you
example.
go with a good attitude, one person gets hurt. That first game goes differently, and
Yeah.
he could have been in there. Like I just think
Yeah.
a positive attitude could have fixed some of that shit.
And I'll give you guys an example you guys could probably like understand and relate to. Brazil. You have Jesus, Martinelli, and Richarlison. Richarlison didn't do jack shit for Tottenham August to November. I promise you he didn't show up to that Brazil like camp before the World Cup being told he was going to be the starting striker, right? Maybe they didn't tell Jesus the same thing and they told you guys like, yo, you have to figure it out. Like we don't know who's going to play what role. And he stole it. And then he balled out. Like Reina didn't even try to steal it.
Fair. But
Like, yeah, where's the story of like, yeah, he said he wasn't going to do that, but then in the scrimmage, he was fucking, destroying people in the training sessions.
Yeah. They gave Richarlison the fucking number 9 based off whatever he did in those 2 weeks. I don't know what it was, but like whatever he did.
And
Bro,
man,
honestly, I agree with everything y'all saying. I just think the U.S. is down so bad that they're gonna fucking cave to him. Honestly,
I don't think they're down bad at his. I don't think they're down bad at his position necessarily, though. Like I don't think he's better than Tim Way. Or even if
I agree. He's not better than Tim Way. He's not.
Even if you do think he is better, like it's not big enough to where you can deal with all the other bullshit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
and if we can't develop somebody in 2-3 years, no. If we can't find a winger or like somebody in 2 or 3 years to replace that, then that's more on us in terms of development.
And y'all talking about like your boy picking to be an American. This ain't helping. Y'all trying to get y'all boy to choose America over England. This ain't helping.
Maligan?
Yeah, y'all over here nasty. I ain't got no coach. I'm cool. You ain't going no fucking where.
I'd probably not. I'd rather not have a coach than have Southgate.
I don't think he has to declare for a minute though, Charles. So we got some time.
He considers himself English. While we're on the topic, I just want to say that he's quoted as saying he's English. He just bro just happened to be born in New York. He's been in New York as much as KDB's been in Belgium.
There you go. There you go.
So like,
hire Lucho, man.
I feel like I said this in the group chat. I feel like if he goes to the U.S., it's more so like he could prove me wrong, but like initially I'm gonna be like, bro, you're kind of pussy.
Give
like,
Jurgen.
At first, I'm like, yo, you're pussy, bro. You didn't want no smoke with them English dudes.
Give Jurgen Klopp. I've been saying it for years, especially if anybody FSG ain't gonna know what they do. Give Jurgen Klopp the John Gruden contract. Let him go through 2 World Cup cycles, and then let's figure it out.
That's the Liverpool guy, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Like, here's my question, right? Like we do this thing with U.S. soccer where, like, I feel like we switch managers all the time. And it's always like, oh, if they had a different manager, they would have gone farther. And then they never get farther. So, what's really the difference?
Klinsmann had a good run, but also this happens at the national team level all the time.
Most of the national teams that have been successful have had like a 10 to 12 year continuity project. And then usually the World Cup is the fruit of the 12 to 15 year continuity project. That's how Germany won it. That's how Spain won it. The French are pretty much people that have been together most of their lives. The fact that the American team seems to change from year to year, and these people and I can literally watch. If you watch all the other teams, these are people that you've been watching, that we've all been watching play together for 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah, that's part of the issue, though, right? Of either our ODP or our Olympic development, something's messed up, and part of it is because soccer is a pay-to-play sport, though here. And soccer for youth is for people to make money versus are we getting better?
But that's my thing. Bring in who you want. That's why I really don't care about Berhalter versus no Berhalter. I think he stinks as a manager, but like I don't think there's a manager in the world that makes this team better. So it's like, like what does it matter, right? Like we're stressing out over something that doesn't really affect anything.
Based upon recent history, it's hard to argue that. I hear you.
We're talking about U.S. soccer at 11:15 on a fucking Thursday night. It's I can say on like things that aren't worth my time on a Thursday night. It's fucking Gio Reyna and his mom.
Well, I mean, listen.
Also, I mean,
It is.
I thought Berhalter had the midfield and the defense playing really well in that World Cup, and that's with limited talent on that back line, and honestly, limited talent in the midfield too, outside Weston. Just limited talent.
They just can't score, man.
Yeah, they can't score, and there's not a manager that makes them fucking dudes up front be able to score, bro. They have fucking Pulisic.
Team selection matters, though, Dion.
But who are they missing?
I've told you what I think about Pepe. I told you about especially about how I'm not saying he's fantastic, bro. But did you see the other?
Tell me the country he plays in.
It's not about club, Dion.
No, I'm just
telling
curious.
you about.
What's the name of the country?
Don't watch his club. Don't even watch his club. Good tell you.
Do you know the country it's in?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wakanda.
Okay. Listen, I'm not defending him on that front. I'm telling you about who the team selection of who he brought on. The guy actually has multiple goals for us in qualification. Can't say that about every team.
But
Who
did he score against? Jamaica?
Doesn't matter. You still got to score.
Costa Rica? Who was he scoring?
You still got to score. You still have to score. I mean, Wales isn't. Put Wales and Jamaica played 10 times. Ain't no way Wales is beating them more than 6.
Wales won multiple games in the knockout to make it to the World Cup, so you can't say that. It literally beat 5 teams to make it.
Every team we played in the World Cup, Iran included, smokes Jamaica, and then I promise you, they all make Usain Bolt jokes after every goal too. It gets nasty for Jamaica. And some of these countries was racist too. It could get real nasty.
Listen, Honduras, Jamaican games be dog fights, and Honduras stinks. That should tell you all you need to know about fucking.
Let's also throw against Costa Rica as well. Who did Costa Rica beat this World Cup?
This is what we're doing with our Thursday night.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm trying to be solution oriented. It is okay. There's no reason. Let's just all agree. There's no need to keep Greg though. He hasn't done anything for us to keep him. So let's just blow everything up and start fresh.
There was no reason to bring aboard the FC Dallas hero either for the World Cup. So let's just start fresh at striker.
Or Man City's number 5 keeper.
Yeah, I still.
Yeah, Zach didn't make it. That's true. Zach didn't make it.
Backup in net, and he looked competent. And we don't like Berhalter.
I like Turner. That's my guy. I'm gonna support my man. Turner was nice.
Turney be looking shaky at Arsenal.
He's fine.
Scared at Arsenal, but he played well in the World Cup.
He did, well. And that's my point. Berhalter took that back line, that goalie, and honestly the midfield too. Because outside Weston, I think that midfield's dog shit. Musa too, but Musa's a tad early. But and he made those 3 levels and look not bad, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, give credit where credit's due. They don't have a striker. There's no one. There is no manager in the world that would have had this team scoring goals.
Need to get a striker, quick, fast, in a hurry. Let's got to blow everything up. It's just where we're at. You like Lucho for us? We need somebody competent, right?
I like Lucho for everybody, but Lucho would the press conference where he told you all the things you didn't have. It was It would be one of the most brutally honest conversations. I think that's part of what the problem is with U.S. soccer. They can't have an honest conversation with themselves.
Mm.
Could you imagine Conte or Jose Mourinho as the U.S. man?
Oh, shit. Another Portugal's trying to get them.
Stars and Stripes Lofton would have a tough go during those press conferences.
Listen, I've seen Mourinho. Mourinho. He got the best out of Ronaldo. I'm a big fan of the special.
He got the best out of one of the best players of all time.
I'm telling out of the whole time. I'm talking about winning
the only got the most
Champions League trophies, bro. I mean, Jose, he's won the Prem 3 times. I mean, it just sucks that he was doing it against my man Wenger, but La Liga, he was phenomenal. I'm a big fan of Jose Mourinho. I love him.
U.S. soccer needs to swing big.
Y'all fired him before he could win y'all a trophy for the first time in 13 or 5 years.
Fired him, got top 4 immediately.
Fucking who was that? Nuno? Nuno was manager for 6 minutes.
That's just because Conte didn't want to come over. Conte was
y'all didn't get top 4. Y'all were in the Europa Champions Conference League, bro.
I'm talking about the first full season without Jose.
That was my lowest day as a Tottenham fan. When we lost in the Conference League, bro,
That was.
And
These niggas lost in the Conference League. What West Ham is in right now, which West Ham is going to need. Actually, probably West Ham actually could be. I need to check. I think West Ham could be relegated and still potentially win the Conference League. Does that get you promotion in your own domestic league?
I mean, bro, like at least now, like when we lose in like the Carabao, I'm like, oh yeah, we're just saving our legs for Champions League. We lost in Conference League. We had our starting 11 out there.
That shit hurt, bro. That shit hurt. Like
it was bad.
There's nothing sadder than trying to find your team losing to like Conference League on a fucking like illegal stream. Trying to figure out, like I couldn't. Yeah, that shit went on CBS.
When you got to go through like 4 different scroll downs to check the live scores.
It wasn't no stands behind the goal. It was fucking bad.
I meant to bring this up before, like when we were actually talking Tottenham and like on topic, but Hugo's cooked. Hugo's cooked. I don't know what happened in Qatar. Maybe he drank the water and he wasn't supposed to, but it's over. It's over, man.
I gotta make sure we get you.
Hugo don't make saves no more, man.
Bro, Hugo looked like he forgot how to use his body. Like
that one he gave up the other day. He chested that shit from 40 yards out. I'm like, dude, how do you spill a ball from 40 yards out? He barely kicked that shit.
The only thing he's good for is kicking a ball and it just going immediately out of bounds, but at least he like cleared it, kind of. You ask him, he tried to throw the ball the other day. It went 10 feet. I don't know. He's so cooked, it's insane.
Oh, man. We appreciate y'all. We obviously, as Charles said, you know what? We are done talking about, unless they make a hire that we would all be proud of. If not, I think we just had our last conversation about U.S. soccer until 2024.
Unless isn't Argentina coming to the Confederations Cup or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, we're back on the.
I mean, we might have to pop up we might have to do it on site for one of these Confederation Cup games.
The U.S. don't want me in attendance.
We'll be back. We'll be back with Argentina.
I don't believe that we will win.